right, welcome back, everybody. This is an updated version of the Google Maps lead generator that I created before. One of the big changes is to move away from Google Sheets and bring the data into NocoDB so that it's a bit more scalable and easier to manage. As you can see here, I do have a public NocoDB base that you can access with this workflow. And then also I have a bunch of zip code sources because you will want those zip codes to process this workflow. So what happens here is it will pull the zip codes from NocoDB. Then it will get the geocode from Google Maps, basically the longitude, latitude for that zip code. We'll set that as a edit field or a set node. And then inside of the NocoDB, we'll go and get the categories. And I want to show you how that works. Inside here, you'll see that we have our US zip codes. Right now, it just has zip codes for Arizona, which was from the original version of this lead generator. Then we have the Google Maps categories, and these are the official categories that I found on Google Maps. And so what you want to do is for the categories that you want to search, you set this field here or this column to include to true. And when this runs, it will go ahead and include that in the processing of that data. So we have the zip codes, and what we'll do here in this little code node, if I open this up real quick, basically it will combine the zip code, longitude, latitude, and the category together. And so if you have, let's say, 50 zip codes and you wanted 3 categories, then you'll basically get 150 searches to hit the Google Maps API. So that's what happens here. We're going to combine them, and then here we're going to run a batch of 30 at a time. You can change that number as you see fit, and then it will hit the Google Maps API. And here I want to point out that we are not using any third-party APIs like SERP API or other services that are out there. We're going straight to the Google Maps API. And so you can create that account, follow the instructions on how to create this account when you go through the credential setup, and it then provides very clear documentation on how to do that. And here are the fields that I'm actually pulling out from that Google Maps data, okay? So that's what happens here. If there's an error, we'll go ahead and wait a little bit of time and try that API call again. Otherwise, it will check to see that the data does exist. If it's empty, we'll skip that item, but if there is data, we'll move forward. This piece of code combines all of it together into a single piece. We'll set the place ID because that's sort of the unique ID that we will want. This piece here very simply removes any duplicates as it goes through multiple zip codes. You can definitely get similar businesses during that processing. So they will remove those duplicates. And this piece I put in here because I only wanted listings that have a website in them. You can obviously turn this off, but I only wanted listings with that URL so that I can do some further data enrichment to it. And here we'll just add those records into NocoDB. And if I go back here, you'll see we've got a list of businesses pulled in from Google Maps, and you can see here they all have the URL, and I've added some additional fields in preparation for data enrichment, the name, the email address, as well as all their social media channels, which I also want to pull when I go through the data enrichment, okay? So we have the NocoDB data, and that's it. So the next workflow for this will take these new records and run a process or a workflow that will go and scrape any names, email addresses, and social media links so that that data is ready for any sort of cold email outreach or however you would like to use it, maybe even social media outreach. Okay, so that's the workflow. Hope you can take advantage of the data that comes in for free from Google Maps API, because the API limits are fairly generous when it comes to Google Maps. So take a look and let me know if you have any questions, or reach out at our community at wattai.co. Thanks for watching.